relatório recente registrou que o mercado da biotecnologia não para de expandir. A perspectiva é que o setor atinja a soma assombrosa de mais de 727 bilhões de dólares por volta de 2025. E não é por acaso que esse é um segmento tão visado no Vale do Silício. Inovação é dinheiro.
Every table is one company.
Yes, every table is one company, and we typically have two founders here in the office daily, and then they have teams that are located all across the world. But there's usually two people here at a time, and they're here every day for 4 months. We work very closely with them in helping them turn their ideas into a product that can be taken to market. So IndieBio is actually part of a global fund called SOSV. They have $300 million in assets. And they actually run several accelerators programs across the world that are focused on software, hardware, food, and other areas.
Os caras têm quase $1 bilhão de reais para investir nessa aceleradora.
And it's an incredibly fun place to be because we're at the cutting edge of so much technology, not just hardware, but in biotech as well. And we have the lab here, which is right next door. And that also cuts a lot of the cost down from investing in biotech. Because sometimes when you're looking at a biotech company and you want to invest in them, you also have to pay for their lab space, etc. We already have that here.
Hi, John. How are you? And what exactly do you do there?
I'm the scientific director and a partner at IndieBio, so I help with investment decisions of who we bring into the program and then helping the companies that we do bring in on their scientific milestones. So our 4-month program is really dedicated to get the companies to a milestone where they can de-risk their science and de-risk their business to a stage where follow-on investment would want to come in and put more money into the companies.
Wow, good. What's the most difficult thing in running a biotech or accelerator of biotech? What's the most difficult thing? What's the challenge?
Yeah, definitely the breadth of it because, so for one, the lab here, that you can see over here, is one of the reasons why this kind of accelerator doesn't exist a lot of places. And this lab is very expensive. One of the things that we're interested in is taking biology as a technology to encompass and solve all kinds of problems in the world, right? So that includes, food, agriculture, of course, medicine and diagnostics, regenerative medicine, and also a lot of global types of problems such as ecology and deforestation is one in dispatch. So it's really interesting to see where biology can apply, and then understanding the whole breadth of where it can go.
Thank you to our founder.
Oh, this
Yes,
is the
this is
man.
Vale.
Look at that. I was imagining a very old guy.
I am.
Oh my
I'm
God.
older than I look.
Like a white hair,
Yeah.
look, a beard like this with the, I imagine you like this.
I like it. I think that could be a good look for me. As you get older, you start to believe your experience is indicative of reality. It's not always true. It's indicative of the reality that you have lived. But it's not always the only way to do things. So in building IndieBio, I rejected 3 major pieces of conventional thinking that prevented the biotech renaissance from happening. One was that scientists are not entrepreneurs. The second is that funding biotech has to be extremely expensive.
It is not.
Not true. It's the costs have dropped quite a bit. It's still more expensive than writing an app, but it's relatively much cheaper than it has ever been before. And the third is that biotech has always been just therapeutics. Biology is a technology that can be applied to massive world problems, and it shouldn't be restricted to just treating disease. It can be it could be applied to solving the world's food supply chain problems.
Sure.
Building materials for everything around us. Detecting different scents and explosives in the air by reimagining how you can create a nose. Mm-hmm. So these are the things that we want to address. Billion-person problems.
why you had this idea? Like you just have it.
Because I was a genetic engineer as a student, and I understood the power of being able to design life. So imagine you can design life. It's pretty amazing. It was just so slow and so boring. But fast forward 20 years, I moved on to have a background in design and finance, and realized that the time had changed to where read, write, copy, paste, the simple functions of molecular biology that allow you to design life from scratch had become something that was possible and fundable based on the present value of our investments. It's well over $600 million.
600. Yeah. Wow.
What do I most like here? I like the open space, the big open lab space, and a lot of the other fellow companies that are going through a lot of the same growing pains of starting a company as you are. So it's a lot of fun to have, other companies that you can sort of work together with.